GTA San Andreas, the race tournaments. We're on the Barnstorming, AA Gamer for Life. Okay, so out at the Los Venturas Airport, they got the race tournaments. These are all flying related, and they're more of a challenge than a race. There's no other AI characters to deal with, and your piloting skills are going to be put to the test with this particular race or challenge. This biplane is very sensitive, and it gave me a lot of trouble. It took me quite a bit to get through this particular race challenge, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of movement with the stick goes a long way with this particular plane, and like I mentioned, your piloting skills is going to be put to the test with this. So it's not always about speed, just keeping this thing kind of in control. A lot of times I won't even have the right trigger pressed. I'll just be trying to keep this plane steady, and then just where you're starting to feel yourself dogging down, I'll give it some acceleration at that particular time. But this is not about getting through it fast, just about getting to the end. So whatever it takes to get to the end, if you need to go slower or faster, whatever works for you. But like I said, this plane is extremely sensitive, and I don't like it a whole lot. If it wasn't for this particular challenge, I would never be in the biplane. There's one out at the airport in the desert, but I never get in it. Like I said, this plane is like extremely sensitive, and I don't really care for it. But this is part of the race tournament, and need to get it done. So as you can see, I'm not going super fast. I'm just trying to keep this plane steady. Given the amount of times that I failed this challenge, I kind of know this part of the race fairly well. It's the later part that I don't know all that well because I've never really made it that far. And again, if you miss any of these red circles, you got the time. Again, you're not really under any time strain to get it done in a certain amount of time or race against other players. So you got time to circle around, get correct, and do it. And you can see that I'm starting to wobble a little bit. It's just you feel yourself going in a certain direction, so you start to compensate, and a little bit goes a long way with this plane. And I'm just trying to keep it smooth. Just sometimes using the rudder alone will not be enough to make a turn, so you have to tilt the plane some. Usually the angle of the race ring here kind of gives you the direction where the next one will be, but it would have been helpful if they had a little marker showing where the next one will be, but it's just the way it is. definitely a lengthy race too, or challenge. Like, easy there, buddy. I'm correct. It's definitely about trying to keep it smooth for sure. I definitely was stressing it. I cannot tell you how many times that I've gotten wasted or failed. You know, I'll crash the plane and I'll get wasted. I'll wind up respawning at the hospital in Las Venturas and I have to run back to the airport. There, I'm correct. Come on. Like I mentioned, if you miss it, take the time, circle around. It's just about finishing. It ain't about getting it done in a certain amount of time. I was like, get me out of this plane. Alright, so that takes care of the Barnstormer. Just take your time and try to keep that plane correct. AA Gamer for life. We'll see you on the next race. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.